Hey fam, Gershi here. Welcome back to the channel if you are part of this family already. And if you just stumbled upon this page, I want to say welcome, welcome, welcome. I want to say thank you for 500 subs. Yo, many more to go. I want to say thank you so much to whoever has been encouraging me and motivating me and telling me keep going, keep pushing. Thank you so much. You have no idea how that builds me and keeps me going, pushes me to do more and more and more and more. And I want to say thank you so much. So if you haven't become part of this family already, please consider becoming part of this family by subscribing, leave those comments when you watch and share. So today's video is something that I landed on TikTok, and I decided, I was like, why not bring it here to my family and we talk about it. Disclaimer, I don't do these topics to cause division, bash anybody and make people feel small. No, I bring these topics so we talk about them as a family, give our constructive ideas and opinions, and yes, come up with solutions that are going to benefit us as a people, both in the diaspora and those that are on the continent of Africa. So without any delay, let's watch a clip together. We are going to come back and talk about it.
80% of African Americans, stop pretending, cannot afford to come to Africa.
Wow, really?
I'm saying they cannot afford. They may want it in their heart, but America has them shoes, have them bootstrapped, tied. Because guess what? They have to pay mortgage every month. They have to pay their car note every month. They have to pay their insurance every month. They can't even watch DSTV unless they pay every month.
Wow.
So how are you going to have money to say, let me go back and learn about my family, my history, my roots one every month? You have to worry about, I got to pay this. I got to pay. When do you get a break to think?
Wow.
But that's the system. This allows me to control you left, right. Because you never have time to stop and say, oh, how do I work on this or where do I go from here? You don't have that time. And when you live in America, most people, if they're being honest, on the first of the month, from the first to about the 20th, 25th of the month is when you finish paying your bills.
Wow. Wow.
You probably got about maybe 5 to 7 days in a month that you can actually think without thinking about paying the bill.
I have a question, a genuine one. I've made my own research, but I'm asking you, how true is this that we've watched? How true is it? Is there anybody else from the West that can relate to this? Let me know first. Now, let me give you some preconception of what people on the continent of Africa think when they hear of the West or anybody that comes to the continent. One thing we've been fed is that the West is a rich continent, like it's super rich, which I agree, it is rich. Okay? I can't even compare it to what we have over here. It's rich, okay? But we've been made to believe that everybody in the West can travel. So I want you to know where we are coming from when we invite you to the continent. We think that all of you, every one of you is living the best life and they are capable of traveling. I only found out right now that only 49% of Black Americans are actually capable of traveling to the continent. Sometimes what we don't consider is the fact that theoretically and technically, yes, slavery ended, but realistically, it did not, because systematic racism and injustices and slavery is still happening. I only discovered that you guys can work 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 jobs to make sure that you sustain yourselves. I am not saying everybody, but of course some. And I know it cannot be the majority of Black Americans that have such a decent living, that are capable of doing and affording everything that they want to have, that they can afford to travel as much as they want to. So a lot of our brothers and sisters are still tied within the chains are still tied by the shackles and chains of this very system that is exploiting them mentally, physically, like everything. Because I can only imagine if a person has to work those many jobs, when are you going to get time to think about yourselves? I heard from some brothers say, you literally don't even have any time to think. Because as soon as the first job ends, you have another one waiting. And as soon as that one ends, you have another one waiting. You literally have no time to probably even hit the gym and work out and be healthy and be fit. You have no time to think of, oh, how is my mother? How is my brother? How is my sister? You have no idea how draining that can be. Because I can only imagine if out of the month you have 7 days where you don't have any bill to pay. Hey, I am only imagining how much do you guys even save after the 3, 4, 5, or 2 or 1 job that you make and the earnings that you make? How much do you even have to save? So I know some are wondering, you guys don't have bills? We do. We do, but my bills realistically don't even hit $100. Yes. And I am not out of electricity any day except if, there's those days when electricity is out. There's no day I'm out of water. I spend something like $20 on my electricity per month. And I spend $10 on my water. And maybe spend like 50 to $70 on my food. You imagine a month. But imagine having to work under conditions where, if you do not pay your electricity, the lights are going to be out. In Uganda, like where I come from, I have the luxury, I have options of paying how much I want for my electricity. I can buy 30 units. And I realized I heard that you guys don't have the luxury of doing that. You have no option. It's a fixed price. And that also depends which kind of weather is there. In the winters, bills are higher than it is in the summers. My bill is constant. It doesn't have any time it rises and goes down, because I do the same thing over and over. The weather here, we have no winter. So I don't have to worry about, using heat in my house. But you see how the system keeps you under slavery to the extent you cannot think outside of the system. The system is designed to take and take and take and never put anything in you. Even whatever it gives you, if it gives you a certain little percentage of benefits of the money that you have, you literally have to spend it. So you put it back. Imagine, go in the system, work for it. It gives you something that you should use to enrich yourself and better yourself as an individual. You have to go back home and get what the system has given you and put it back. Heartbreaking, right? That's why you find people depressed, people are killing themselves, the rate of people that are dying, like because of this stress, the amount of stress it puts on you. You cannot escape depression. You cannot escape anxiety. A lot, I am not generalizing, but the majority of our brothers and sisters that are in the states, that are in, like in those areas, most of them are taking antidepressants, anxiety pills. Something is happening. The system is not just exploiting you here, it is exploiting your body. That by the time you wake up to say, I need to get out of this, it is too late. You are getting old. The energy is all drained and taken out, and the only thing that you can afford to do is just sit in your recliner. A lot of our young brothers and sisters are having back pains, and you imagine a lot of pressure exerted on them. I cannot imagine what you guys are going through. is a genuine question. I see a lot of people that be like, oh, I'm not even interested to come to the continent. The reality is, who will never ever be interested to come to the continent of Africa, especially if you have this melanin? I've watched videos that have made me cry, that have made me emotional as an individual, because simply someone did an ancestry test and they cried because majority of their ancestry is coming from Africa. So I am like, who wouldn't want to come to the continent? Is it because our brothers are tied? Is it because our brothers are under chains and they can't break these chains? Because I can only imagine somebody that buys a house and you have to literally pay mortgage. People that are having cars and they have car payments. People that are under debt. Even when you have to achieve education, it's very, very expensive. Is it because maybe our brothers cannot even be able to come to the continent? And sometimes, to me as a person, sometimes when I see somebody that be like, oh, I'm not even interested to come to the continent, my heart bleeds a little bit. I'm like, I wish. Anyways, but you have nothing to do. Again, you have to know that the continent is not going to be for everybody. It's definitely not going to be for everybody. Those that feel the call, they are going to come. But imagine having to pay mortgage every other month. In Uganda, if you buy a property, you buy a house, if it is 100,000 USD, that's it. That's it. No mortgage, no taxes. No, nothing like that. So imagine somebody that has to worry about, every month they have to pay something. Every month, something is taking and taking and taking out of your account. So I am not here to make you brothers feel bad, but I want you to know that at least people over here as well are waking up and they are getting to understand what you guys go through. Still, that is not an excuse to why you shouldn't look at the continent of Africa. Because with an American dollar or whatever currency that you use, the pound, the dollar, the euro, whatever you are having over there, it is such a powerful tool on the continent. If you have an opportunity to save a little bit, save it and come to the continent, you're going to see and discover a lot of loopholes and gaps and opportunities that will need your expertise to come and start something here. It's not just going to help you with, coming and seeing opportunities here. And I am talking for people that are business-minded entrepreneurs that can do something to the continent. Some people will just want to come and be like, I need to rest. I need to rest from this system. I need a break. You can be able. Let's open our minds. There are a lot of brothers that have made it out of the West and they are on the continent of Africa. And they are making they are literally regretting why they didn't make this choice way earlier and before. Okay? There are so many brothers that if you have anything that you can do, if you can take a trade, if you can go and learn a trade, if you can be a truck driver, and be an owner operator, go and take that, but get out of the shackles. If you can be able to take, IT, to be a digital nomad and you can work remotely everywhere you go, do that. But get out of those shackles, because the system was never designed for you. The system was designed against you, to drain you and drink every single bone marrow that is left out of you until when you die and you never be able to come and tap into the potentials that are on the continent of Africa. I know you are asking, how comes those of you that are on the continent are actually running away, but you keep inviting us? Let me tell you, my brother, the same system that was put in place to keep you under control, okay? To keep you shackled. That system was established over here through the education system, that even when people get educated, they don't have the skills to produce and develop this continent. So the only thing they see is go to the West. That is why when I was beginning this video, I say the preconceptions. So we Africans think, not everybody, okay? Some of us think life is in the West, okay? That's why we live. And that is why majority of them that have come and made a life for themselves have acquired skills. They're like, hey, I have to go back to the continent and bring my expertise and skills. A lot of them are becoming real estate developers, and they are bringing quality services and developing the country. So if you have a chance to take advantage of the system and get something out of it, put it somewhere where you know you will have the luxury of interacting with people, interacting with community, be able to eat organic and healthy, be able to stay with people that look exactly like you. I am not talking about only our brothers that are in America, in the Caribbean, in the UK, in Europe. I am talking about our brothers that have left the continent, and probably you were thinking there's no need for me to go back to the continent. Let me tell you something. That system was never designed for you. That system was never made for you. At the end of the day, it's gonna suck whatever it has to suck out of you. And when it is done and you are not beneficial to it anymore, it will throw you to the streets. It will throw you in debt. It will throw you and leave you to be a miserable person. What are you going to choose? The options are open. The continent is open. And people are welcoming you. And this is a genuine call to everybody that is looking for uhuru, freedom, to come back home. Because home is calling. And there's no better time than now. But otherwise, guys, what do you think of the video? Please leave your constructive comments in here. If you haven't subscribed to the channel already, come on. Consider becoming part of this family. That motivates me and encourages me to keep going. Subscribe, leave your comments, share the videos, and recommend the channel. And I'll see you in another one. I remain Gracie from the Pearl of Africa, Uganda.